Connecting to cloud server, and we are on. Hello, Tricia.
Hello, Eugene, and everybody who's watching this.
Yeah, welcome to my show. It's really heartening, because I heard a little bit, just a tiny bit about your story, and that is already inspirational. So now we're going to dedicate the next 45 minutes to 1 hour to really fleshing it out, so that we can help people. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I'm a life coach. You are also like counselor, social. Like we want to help people,
Social
essentially.
impact.
Social impact. Social impact.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So whoever is watching this may have issues either at home or at work. Either physical issues or mental issues. Maybe they had issues for very long already or just started. So whoever needs help, let's pray very hard that our video can reach out to them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also like to add on to that what I'm sharing is my personal story,
Mm,
no holds barred.
mm,
So whoever is watching in right now, take whatever applies to you or resonates with you. And those that don't
mm.
resonate, you can just throw them away.
Yeah. Good point. Good point. Yeah, so
Yeah.
whoever watching can just take out some notebook and I mean, this is clearly not Netflix or entertainment. A lot of things that either Tricia or I share can be of resonance
Mm.
to you, and then you can take it down. Maybe you just need to hear that one thing rather than the entire interview. That's going to help you. Yeah. So
Yeah.
without further ado, first question. Can you describe which year was it that you discovered you had bipolar? And how do you discover it?
Okay. The diagnosis came in 2011 April. That was the year when actually I was working as a full-time school counselor in a secondary school in Singapore. So I
Mm,
was undergoing a very tremendously stressful period because I mean, as counselors, and there are problems of students not going to school. Not when we make house visits, they are not even there at home. So it kind of like the stress crept up on me. Like not because my superiors were chasing me for anything or any outright results, but I felt the treasure because I felt I was not doing enough to help these kids. But in actual fact, there are a lot of systemic issues involved. So
mm,
anyhow, it was a very stressful period at work for me. So there was one day I drove to my daughter's preschool after work to pick her up.
mm,
So along the way, I started to see or read deeply into the signs
right.
on the signboards. So whether it's a road sign or a landmark sign or whatever, all the signs seem to answer some of my questions that I had in mind. And then when I stopped the car outside the preschool, I just was overwhelmed with stress, and I just burst out crying. And then in that moment, right, the most beautiful thing happened to me. I felt like there was two big arms that came around me and hugged me from behind and exuding such immense love for me. Yeah. Well, actually, there wasn't anybody in the car yet. I haven't even picked up my girl, but this I could feel this very strong presence. So I was very puzzled, and then I still kept on crying. Then after that, I said, God, is this you? If it is you, please reveal yourself to me. Okay. So after I said that, I kind of did a prayer. I actually had no religion at that point in time. I was a free thinker, but
Oh,
something prompted me to do the sign of the cross.
oh,
Yeah, and said something like, help me through this, help me through this.
mm,
Yeah. So after that, I managed to calm myself down and went in to pick my daughter up. So
mm,
the rest of the evening was okay. Nothing happened. It was a Friday evening, I remember. And then subsequently on the Saturday morning, when I brought my daughter to the dance school, I saw Jesus Christ. Okay, not on the cross. I saw Jesus Christ in the form of a human being. I knew it was not Jesus Christ, but this person attire, his dressing, he wore a long linen tunic, okay, which made him look like Jesus Christ to me. So then
oh,
I suddenly remembered, didn't I just ask for the sign, that if you are God, please reveal yourself to me. So is this the revelation? I was wondering to myself. I wanted to go up to the man and try to talk to him to ascertain whether he's real Jesus or fake Jesus. But then I decided not to in the end. Of course, he will think I'm crazy, right? So I didn't approach him. So they just went by, waited for my daughter after her class, picked her up. They went to the kopitiam food court to have lunch. This around the same time within these few days, right? I had very low appetite. I couldn't eat, although I felt hungry, but I couldn't eat more than a mouthful of food, and I was not thirsty also. Yeah. So on hindsight, later I learned that it was actually a involuntary vision quest.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. You heard of vision quest before?
No. But
Yeah.
vision quest.
Vision quest, yeah.
Okay.
It's like it's something that people in the Western countries do, and it has its roots in Native American, where they will send their boys, right, who have reached puberty out into the jungle with no food, with no water, for them to try and fend it out on their own.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's meant to break them so that they can emerge stronger.
Right.
Yeah. So anyhow, I was at the food court. I couldn't eat, and then this time around, I saw a second Jesus Christ. I saw a second man who was wearing white top, and I saw that his face, he was Jesus, on this. But at the same time, I know that he's a man. So I just kept having these visions which couldn't be answered. No, I didn't bother about them so much. So after that, I went home to sleep, right? To take an afternoon nap, and then I couldn't fall asleep, although I haven't slept well for many days. I still couldn't fall asleep. So in my mind, right, there was this whole piece of, like, Matrix, right? The Matrix movie.
All the numbers.
Yes, all the numbers falling down the rack. Yeah. So I had these visions of all the numbers as well. Then I told myself, I think there's a need to go and buy 4D. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I always harbored the fantasy of, if I strike 4D, then my whole family won't have to work so hard anymore. Yeah. It's a typical like childhood fantasy, I think. Yeah. So I was fixated on buying the 4D, although I don't have the words yet in my mind. I was so fixated that I had to rush to go to the Singapore Pools because it was half an hour to closing time. So my younger daughter, that time 1.5 years old, she was asleep in the bedroom. She suddenly woke up and was crying. So I had to carry my daughter. I take my wallet and I rushed out of the house without wearing my shoes. Yeah. So there was this racing thought that I better go to the 4D counter quickly and buy my 4D. So I managed to reach the shopping mall barefooted with my toddler in my arms. And then when I reached there, I saw the booth, I saw the counter, I paused and I was scolded myself. Tricia Tan, what are you doing here? What do you think you're doing, right? You must be out of your mind. Then moments later, I'll be thinking, I need to get myself in the queue. How to get myself in the queue with my daughter in my arms, because children are not allowed in the queue, right? So I even ventured the idea of asking the uncle to take care of my child while I go and queue up for 4D. Then after that, my conscience got the better of me, and my conscience scolded me again and said, how can you even think about this? What if your child runs away, or what if your child gets kidnapped? Yeah, so I was weaving in and out with two realities, like two worlds.
This was the first time it happened, is it? That means in 2010 and before that didn't happen?
No, it was only in 2011, yes.
Okay, I'm a bit confused. Does that mean that bipolar is not born one? It's like it occurs at from a point in your life, is it?
Yes, it occurs only at some point. It's not, nobody is born with bipolar disorder.
I see.
Yeah.
So it's not like,
it may be innate, as in genetically there, but it has to be triggered by something.
Is it like connection in the brain, or what is it? I mean, medically, what happens?
Yeah, there are many reasons for it. For medically, they will say that it's the chemical imbalance in the brain.
Okay.
But psychologically, they will say that it's due to trauma, past childhood trauma. And then according to psycho-spiritual explanation, which is the work that I do, psycho-spiritual is about discovering your spiritual gifts.
Discovering spiritual gifts. Okay, got it,
Yes.
got it. So,
Like,
so for
like for
you, you know,
example,
yeah,
some of the, yeah, for me it's I think it's a combination of different. For me it is it's probably genetic. My grandmother had depression at a very late age. We don't know whether she has bipolar or not. Yeah.
mm,
Then there was childhood trauma as well. And
mm,
then for me, there is some spiritual gifts also. Yeah.
mm,
Spiritual gifts, if I may explain a little bit, right? There are 9 gifts of the Holy Spirit, right? If I'm not
yes,
wrong.
yes,
Yeah. So some of which may include like prophecy,
yeah.
discernment of spirit, speaking in tongues and things like that, right?
Oh, sorry, that one is different gift already.
Yeah, that one is yeah,
Ah,
correct.
okay.
But
Mm.
but uh some of these occurrences that happen to people with bipolar disorder is a discovery of their gifts.
Oh, I see, I see.
Some people say there are psychic gifts also.
Yes.
Yeah, psychic gifts are like having sixth sense, knowing something or seeing something or having visions and things like that. Yeah. So
Okay.
these are some of the spiritual gifts that come with bipolar, not just bipolar, but people with bipolar or schizophrenia.
So
Yeah.
during those days, I assume you don't know, you didn't know lah. You didn't know you
I
had.
didn't know. So I didn't know what was happening to me. So back
Yeah.
to my story, right?
Yes.
I called my then husband,
Mm,
and I said, come and take me to the hospital. I am seriously something wrong with me.
yes.
There's something seriously wrong. So, but before he could get to me, right, I drove the car off to my grandmother's house because I had
Mm,
a fixated thought that my grandmother was going to die and everybody's supposed to congregate at her house now. Yeah, that was what I did.
mm,
So to, and then what happened was my sister managed to get to me at my grandmother's place, the car park of her place there, and she managed to coax me into her car. She brought me to a church. She brought me to a church to seek help from the priest. So at the church, right, the priest told my family members that uh, to send me to the hospital immediately, quickly. Yeah, because
okay.
they cannot handle what's happening, and they don't think it is the possession matter.
Okay.
Yeah. So, so on the way to the car park, right, I ran into the chapel, and because the Jesus Christ statue was very located very high up on the wall, right, I had to jump up. I kept jumping up and down trying to kiss Jesus' feet. Yeah. So there were some spiritual connotations to that incident. So in any case, the priest told us to told my sister to send me for medical attention. So that was what we did. We went to the hospital, um, and then what happened was before I think the psychiatrist on duty came after a while and then asked me some questions, who am I and all that. I could respond to a few questions, but not all of them, especially those that needed complex thinking. I couldn't respond at all. Yeah, so the next thing I know, they wheeled me to they put me in the bed. And then the next thing I know, after I fell asleep, right, I woke up, it was already 2 days had passed. Yeah. So the doctor told me that my diagnosis is bipolar. With my
Right.
with my back with my initial, because he knows after interviewing my then husband, he knows that I will have been diagnosed with depression before
Mm,
in 2006. Yeah. So now with this what we call a manic episode, right? Nobody can explain why I'm acting out of character. It's a manic episode. So with this manic episode, it qualifies as bipolar disorder. Bipolar disorder basically is a mood disorder where our high moods are terribly high and our low moods are terribly low than most people. Yeah. So that was how
so
I was diagnosed.
before that, you were like your moods were quite normal lah, within a narrow range. Is it?
Yeah, yeah. Before that, I never had any of these kind of manic states.
So after that, then your mood became like you were sometimes very excited and then sometimes very low. Is that what happened?
No, it's not like one day to the other it changes like that. For me, it's like it goes through seasons. For I can be normal for many months, and then
Oh,
suddenly I drop to depression, and then be normal for many months, then I get into a manic state.
oh, I see.
Yeah.
And you are you able to tell that it's coming, or
Uh,
just hits you?
in a way, there are some signs, like if I lose my appetite and I don't get enough sleep. Yeah, these are the two factors that will trigger.
If you
And
don't get
stress,
enough,
of course.
if you don't get
Stress.
enough sleep and too stressed, it will immediately fall, or it will go up, or it does not matter.
It will go up. For me, it will go up. I'll go into my manic state if I am
Yes.
stressed, not sleeping, and not eating.
Right.
Yeah.
Is it okay? So you
But
start to have
but if
vision,
I
that's what I mean.
but if I am on medication, I am okay. Those times that I went to manic, except for the first one that was diagnosed, right? Other subsequent manic states, they happen because I didn't take my medicine.
What does the medicine actually do? Is it control the chemicals?
Yes, I wouldn't say control the chemicals. I say they adjust the chemicals in
The
the brain.
balance,
Yeah,
right?
the balance. Yeah, readjust the balance.
Do you eat it when you feel stressed, or do you just have to keep eating it?
Have to keep every day. Have to keep taking it for the long term.
I see. So is
Mm.
it safe to assume from 2011 until now,
Mm.
for the past 9 years, like if you keep eating it, actually there's no symptoms at all?
Yeah, if I were to keep on eating, there won't be another recurrence.
But would there be
Yeah.
side effects of eating it?
There are long-term side effects as with any medicine.
Right.
Yeah, but the doctors deem that taking the medicine now to control the behavior is better than the side effects. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Oh, okay. So basically, how do you feel now? You feel better lah, that it's under control, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, but
More
okay.
stable lah.
So what happened the moment you were diagnosed? Like what happened to your family, to your career, to other aspects of it?
Oh, okay. My career was jeopardized because I think I couldn't go to work for a few months. So
A
I
few
had to,
months.
yeah,
Oh, wow.
yeah. So because being put on a medication, the immediate side effect is that it causes drowsiness, and it lulls the brain. So we are always like walking around in a brain fog. Imagine having a
Oh,
brain fog 24 hours of the day.
right.
Yeah, yeah. So it's a brain fog. So the brain fog it makes it difficult for us to continue being employed.
Mm.
Yeah. So what I do was that I quit my job. Financials, of course, is the one income down. So of
Yep.
course, finances is affected. Yeah. Thankfully, my family members are very supportive. So
You're talking about your parents,
my parents and my then husband then.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So I was able to be unemployed for a while. Yeah, I think I took about a year to recover.
Mm.
Because it happened in April 2011. I started my new job in August 2012. So about 1.5 years.
Okay. So
Yeah.
during that 1.5 years, other than not working, anything else was affected?
Mm, I think the day-to-day lifestyle is affected lah because you don't go to work, you don't do anything, right? So
Yes.
I think and then also because of the side effects of the medication, I put on a lot of weight.
Oh,
Yeah.
this is one of the
Weight
side
gain.
effects.
Yes, one of the side effects of one of the medicine is weight gain.
And when you say put on a lot of weight, means what? How many
10
kg?
over kg.
It's gradually lah, like maybe
Yeah.
every month one kg, something like that.
More than 1 kg lah, but I cannot.
Right.
Yeah, around 2-3 kg per month like that.
Okay, and how did that affect you emotionally?
I try not to think very much about it. In fact, actually, the medicine dulls my brain is good because it makes me feel nothing.
Oh,
So even with the weight gain, usually I will be very stressed about my weight gain. But because
right.
of that brain fog, I think it kind of helped. Kind of helps me in some ways that I don't think about it so much. Yeah.
Okay, that's good. That's good. And then how about your marriage? You know, how did
Uh,
it proceed from that point onwards?
so what happened was after that, I think it allowed me. Okay, when I started work again in 2012, uh, there were that I took some time to transit back to the workforce. Then after that, my marriage broke down because of the lack of communication. Two of us, we basically just drifted apart. Yeah. And being the mother, right, and also I have two girls, so my two girls are very attached to me. Even after work, right, they will come and look for me to entertain them, to play with them and all that. But to me, it was additional stress for me. Yeah, because I felt like I was returning home to another set of work after my full-time job, right? I was returning home and I felt like I was reporting for duties for another work.
Yes.
Yeah. So the bad thing that I did, which I shouldn't have done, is that I didn't voice out my concerns. I didn't ask for help. Yeah. I thought that I'm the alpha female, right? I can handle everything on my own. So I didn't ask the then husband for help. So things just went downhill after that lah. So we had a communication breakdown. We just drifted apart from each other, and then I started to get my emotional needs met elsewhere.
Oh, I see.
So
You mean with colleagues and friends?
yeah.
Right,
So,
right.
so there was a third party. So the third party, so I led a double life for 3.5 years.
3.5 years?
Yes.
From 2012, 13, 14.
Actually, it's 13, 14, 15.
Okay, 13, 14, 15.
Mm-hmm.
Double life meaning you have an emotional life with another person.
Yes.
And then you come home and become a mother in
Yeah.
this family.
Yes.
Wow. And you knew it at the time? Or you were like brain fog floating around?
By that time, I was not really so much brain fog already. I was more conscious already.
Right,
Yeah.
right. So you were consciously leading this
Yes.
life.
And the stress of it came to me because in 2015, my medication actually was reduced gradually from 2011 to 2015 to the point where my doctor said, we can try to take you off the medicine. So he took me off the medicine in 2015. Then 3 months later, disaster struck, as you can imagine.
Oh.
Without medication for 3 months, I had another episode.
Okay. Manic.
Yeah, manic episode.
Okay.
Yeah. So during that manic episode, basically, I confessed everything to my whole family, and then that's how the divorce started to kick in.
You confessed to your parents and your husband.
Yes.
And then how did your husband take it?
Of course, not well at all. Who
As
would?
in, like, he lost temper, or he just walked out, or he what?
He lost his temper lah. He started to.
He felt betrayed lah, I suppose.
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then,
So then,
who brought up the word divorce? You or him?
it was me, because I feel that I don't want my life with a person in a loveless marriage. Yeah. So I also think that he was still young then. It's possible for him. It's quite easy for him to get another partner. I don't want to stay in the marriage. Deception. I mean, as he asked me to stay on in the marriage, but then I don't want to stay on because I don't want to deceive my children. I want my children to have an authentic mother, and I feel that as children they are quite versatile. I mean, as a counselor myself, I know it was a very difficult decision for me because I know that there's going to be repercussions on the children, right? And they are the most innocent, yeah. But so I was the one who brought on the topic of divorce, because I didn't want to like stay in a loveless marriage and then for maybe another 10 years wait for the children to grow up and then split up. I think that's very unfair to both parties. Yeah, so that's why I decided to do the split then. Yeah.
And he agreed?
Yeah, he agreed.
Okay.
But then the only other stupid thing that I did was that I didn't ask him for alimony lah. I said I don't want your money. Yeah.
So in the end, he didn't give any at all?
He didn't give any money. Only child maintenance is partially shared between two
until
of us.
21, is it?
Until 21, child maintenance, yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, and so it was a very clean divorce since no one was fighting over the children or anything, right?
It was quite clean. There was the house matter to settle. There were the finances, and there were the children's day-to-day care and control. So now my children spend half the week at my house and half the week at his house.
Right. Got it.
Which on hindsight, right, is a blessing in disguise, because
Huh?
now he's being forced to care for the children. Previously, he did not leave a single hand to do anything about the children.
Oh, he was working full time, I assume.
Yeah, same as me working full
Oh,
time.
okay.
Yeah.
Just that at home, after y'all come back, the children all go to you, didn't go to him. Lah.
Yes.
Okay.
So two stupid things in my life I've done. First one, didn't ask for help. Second one, didn't ask for alimony.
Okay. It's too late, is it? You cannot ask again.
Yeah, it's too late.
Okay. Got it. And then is he like married with children, with other children or no?
I found out recently that he recently got married.
He didn't invite you.
No lah, we parted off on very bad note, very acrimonious.
Oh, I see.
We only communicate on a need to basis.
Okay. I suppose he still feels a little bit betrayed, lah. Right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. And then did you get together with the other guy or anything?
No,
Also no.
no, yeah.
I would have thought like if you have a divorce here, the other side you can, 光明正大, no?
Yeah, but the guy, I think he's not, interestingly, the other guy was also a divorcee.
Okay.
So he doesn't want to have a committed relationship as of a marriage. Yeah.
Okay. So that was your job lah. Basically, there was a colleague lah. Is it?
Yeah, that was a colleague.
Okay. And then how long later did you leave the job and start your own center?
I left the job in 2016.
Right.
I started this Catalyst Connection in 2016 for a different purpose, for doing Gallup Strengths. Have you heard of Gallup Strengths?
Gallup Strength Finder.
Yeah, so I'm a Gallup Strengths coach. So I did the strengths coaching for schools, for a few schools. I had a few clients. Yeah, but then it didn't go very well. I think the market is quite saturated. Especially the schools market is always monopolized by a few big companies. So
That's true. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I told you no holds barred, right? Yeah. So I decided to change direction of the company. So I decided to use my personal story to help and reach out to other people. So now Catalyst Connection talks about integrative mental health. Yeah. So the divorce also left me penniless because of all the fees for the lawyers and all that.
How much? I mean, I'm not very experienced in this. How much is the lawyer's fees altogether?
I cannot remember, but it is
5
figure, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to remember also. I cannot remember.
Yeah, not important.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So because of that, I went through a very interesting 2018. The year 2018, I kind of experienced life from different angles. I took on a freegan lifestyle. Have you heard of freegan lifestyle?
Oh, I saw it in the Nas Daily video.
Yes.
Yeah, freegan.
So basically, we
can
go
you describe a little bit?
Yeah, sure. So basically, we go on food rescues. We rescue food that people throw out but are still in consumable condition.
How do you know where? Where is it?
This one is the truth of the trade, cannot tell. But I will tell you the main one. They have they have a weekly food rescue at Pasir Panjang warehouse. Center. Yeah. So they do that every Thursday. They still do such rescue missions now.
Let's say if I just walk in Pasir Panjang warehouse, I can go and eat.
Cannot lah.
Huh? Why not?
I mean, if you how are you going to approach them?
No.
We're talking about raw fruits and vegetables now. It's not about eating ready-made food.
So what happens raw?
Yes, raw. So what happens is every Thursday, the last time when I joined them, every Thursday, they will form a group of 20 volunteers. They call themselves food rescuers. So these food rescuers will go to the individual store owners and ask them, is there anything that you don't want to sell? Okay, can you please give them to us? So sometimes these store owners will give the whole crate because they have no manpower to sieve out the bad ones.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so they will give out the whole crate. So the food rescuers will take them, bring them to a collection point, and then after that, when everyone is done in 1 hour, they will go to the collection point. Everybody can get some of this food that they rescue, they can bring home. but you need to sift through because some of them are not very good condition.
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
not,
of course, of course.
they're uglier than the usual. They don't
Yeah, you
pass
need
the
to protect
aesthetic.
your health also, even though you're a
Yeah,
freegan, right?
correct. So
Yeah,
that's
I'm
the
curious,
freegan
how do
lifestyle.
you even know there's a freegan? How do you know?
I think I got to know them through a friend.
Mutual friend, ah.
Yeah, mutual friend.
But is your mutual friend a freegan?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
So it
he
was,
like jio you
yes,
to live the same lifestyle. lah.
something like that. Yes, correct.
So how did you feel during that year, 2018, having a freegan lifestyle?
Actually, it's it's a time where I feel that I have to 撕下脸皮, that means that
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
care
have a
about face
very
anymore. Have a
yeah,
very
yeah.
thin skin. Yeah.
Don't care about reputation, lah.
Yes.
Just care about survival. lah.
Correct. So
Okay.
because when we some of us do dumpster diving also, so we go to dumpsters and we dive and pick up things that we can use.
Okay,
Yeah.
that one I
So
don't really understand because dumpster itself is very smelly, isn't it?
yes, so that's why we have to put up with the smell and the dust and all the dirt, lor.
Okay, can you tell me what is a good thing that you found in a
The
dumpster?
best thing that I have found in the dumpster is a microwave.
Working order.
Working order. I suspect the owner bought a new model and don't want the old model anymore. And I'm still using it now, 2 years
Why
on.
don't they donate to Salvation Army? Why put it in a dumpster?
Good question. They maybe find it too troublesome to go to Salvation Army.
How about Salvation Army? Did you go to Salvation Army?
Oh, we are not supposed to dumpster dive there lah. Those are the places where people bring their old items to
so
be
freegan
given.
cannot go to Salvation Army, is it?
No, they don't go there.
Then who goes to
and
Salvation Army?
Salvation Armies are visited by people who want to buy, who don't mind second-hand products. And
It's really for fundraising lah. Because if you go there and take means it's stealing already. Yeah.
Correct, lor.
Okay, got it. So dumpster and like Pasir Panjang warehouse
Rescue.
and plus some unknown, unsaid and secretive places lah.
Yes.
So is it like house downstairs? Because I watched Nas Daily, and there are some people who also in the downstairs, right downstairs.
Yeah, at the recycling bin, yes, right downstairs of the white decks.
So that's also part of it lah.
That's part of it, yes.
So that was the whole 2018. Then after that, why did you leave the freegan lifestyle?
I got busy with my work.
Which is the counseling, is it?
Yes,
and social impact.
I was attending events and a lot of self-development events, self-development workshops and things like that. So my 2019 became a learning year for me.
But money-wise, you mean suddenly money appeared?
Oh no, so I was teaching tuition, both as a private tutor and in the tuition center.
Okay, that's where the money started coming in.
Yeah.
So 2018, you were not teaching tuition.
I started teaching already actually.
But not as much lah.
Not as much. I think quite a lot lah. I think.
Then why still live freegan in?
I
mean, why did you
quite a lot doesn't mean that it's abundance kind of a lot.
Okay.
Sufficient to pay the bills,
right,
but still need to cut down and be very thrifty lah. So it's the bootstrapping season lah.
So the half the week where your two girls are with you, they also ate from the dumpster?
No lah, we don't eat or we don't all consume from the dumpster.
How about Panjang raw food and all that?
Only the Bukit Panjang food. Actually, they do consume. We also have some bread rescue also. So they do consume. Yeah, together with my whole family consume. And we are still here.
Also?
Yes, my parents also. And we are still here strong and healthy.
So your parents know that you got it from food rescue and all that? They know?
Yes.
And did they say anything at all?
My dad initially was quite he objected to it initially, but after that he realized how useful it was, so he didn't say anything.
Anyway, it's hygienic, no problem, right?
Yes.
Okay. So for 1 whole year, your whole family lived on that lifestyle, and then your tuition started growing, and you started buying food again.
Yes. Actually, throughout 2019, my parents still buy food lah. Just that they don't buy as much as
So basically, it's like hybrid car lah.
Yeah. Hybrid car. Yes. That's a good metaphor.
So I can't stop myself from thinking of metaphor. This is an occupational hazard.
Yeah.
Okay. So I can imagine your career. Then your business, right? Let us talk about your business for a while. You were doing Gallup Strength Finder for how long? 2 years?
About 2 years, I think.
2 years. And then you realize
2
it's very
years.
saturated, right?
Yes.
So you did a pivot using the same company name, Catalyst Connection, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's talk about this journey. What do you actually do for people? I mean, in your new business.
Okay. So what I do is that my new business initially I call myself integrative mental health coach.
Yes.
Okay. So basically I coach my clients to recognize their encounters or their
Yes.
difficulties, their problems.
Mm.
Okay. And try to make sense of what are they meant to do in their lives.
Can
What
you
these
share some example without sharing the name, of course? Yeah.
okay, like for example, I have a client who is always very, very kind. She's a very kind lady. Whenever people ask her to help with anything, she will not turn them down.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's wrong with that?
So she's always, she stresses herself. She doesn't know that she's taking on other people's stress. Because those are not her work. But
Right.
people ask her for help, she will help them. And then that gives her more work to do, right? That also a additional stress for her. Yeah. But she cannot bring herself to say no. So she has boundaries issues.
Oh.
Yeah. So I guide her into thinking about what are some of these lessons that she's meant to learn
Yes.
by having all these similar issues or recurring issues coming together again and again. Yeah.
So usually these are one-on-ones, right?
One-on-one, yes.
And on Zoom?
That time was pre-COVID, so it's
Okay.
face-to-face. Yes.
Face-to-face,
But I
where?
can do on
Like
Zoom also.
in their house, in your house?
In my house. My house is like
okay.
a home office.
So they are okay to go there lah.
Yeah.
Right? So they make an appointment, they go there. So each session is 1 hour, right?
Yes, that's right.
And then like how many sessions does it take for a person to not need it anymore?
Actually, it depends on the individual because
Okay.
some people, they have a lot of problems you cannot solve in one session, right?
Of
So
course.
we need to unpack over a few sessions, and then depends on how much the person has grown and has managed to change. I would think at the very least, even a change in mindset is a change, right? So maybe at least 3 to 5 sessions.
3 to
There will
5
be
sessions.
substantial change and
And each
transformation.
session is, I mean, in between session is what, 1 week or 1 month?
Yes, 1 week. 1 week.
1 week. 1 week. Okay.
Minimally 1 week.
And some of these people know you through your website. Some are referral from mutual friends, I assume.
Yeah, that's right.
And it can be male, female, any race, any religion. How about children?
Yes, I also handle children cases because I used to teach so I spent actually my whole professional career was handling children and youths. Yeah. So from primary school all the way to university, I can handle.
Okay, a pause for a while. I'm very curious about that part because just now we skipped it. So before you were diagnosed with bipolar, you were a counselor in schools, correct? Which is why all the stress started coming in also lah.
Yeah.
Can you tell me, I mean, obviously don't share names, some of these cases, what do the children in school see you for?
What do the children in school see me for?
Yeah.
Some of them have friendship issues.
Like I don't
Some
friend you
of them,
already, is it?
yeah, like they will quarrel or they will say that they felt betrayed.
Okay.
Some are referred by teachers. That means they don't do their homework. They don't come to school. School refusal cases. Yeah.
Okay,
And some are
it's very new
relationship
to me
problems.
because when I was in primary school, if I don't give my homework, there's no counselor to see. You know, I will have to carry the table above my head and stand there for the whole period. You mean nowadays children are not punished, but they can go and see the counselor? Is that what happened?
I think because some of the teachers deal with the different students differently lah. Some students are, you know, like you lah, definitely are the ones that should be punished one. Then they were sent to discipline master. Then those who are more typically usually quite good students, but suddenly there's a change in their behavior, then they send to the
Oh,
counselor.
then it could be
Yeah.
like something happening at home, or they
Yes.
are diagnosed with something, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. And typically, we're talking about primary school here, right? Primary school.
Mm.
So when they see you, how many sessions later, then you will feel that they are okay already?
Oh. Oh, I think you mean secondary school because I did school counseling at secondary school.
Secondary school. Sorry.
Uh,
Yeah.
so how many sessions are? Some can take, some depending on the severity of the cases, some can be settled in one session. They shake hands, say goodbye, say thank you, then goodbye.
After 1 hour listening to you, they feel like, oh, okay, 想通了, right?
Yeah, possible, yes.
Amazing, amazing. Hey, is that what do you call it? I mean, obviously it's psychology, but what is it? Is it positive psychology or some special name to it?
I use different types of methods.
Mm.
Positive psychology, I use there's another SFBT.
Wow, so deep
Strength,
for me.
I cannot remember. Some
Okay, no
behavior
worries.
therapy, yeah.
Very, very deep.
I
But
only
now
remember
you mostly
SFBT.
use what do you use now?
Now I use a combination blended of different kinds of,
Blended lah,
yeah,
blended.
yeah,
Another
like
hybrid model.
integrated.
You like hybrid for
Yes,
food, for
I'm a hybrid
psychology,
myself.
yeah, everything. Hybrid everything. Very good, very good. Okay, rewind again. So when
Okay,
you were in secondary school counseling, how many years was it?
about 3 years plus.
3 years plus lah. Okay, can you share like what's the worst case that made you jaw drop one? Like that, like I don't know. I've never met any of these cases, but is it like a girl who sleeps around, for example, abortion case, suicidal case, or what is it?
Uh, there was a there was a not abortion, but there was a pregnancy case.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
And then
Um,
see you for not to get. I mean, they will probably need to go and abort or something, right?
no, actually, they did not see me before just because of the abortion.
Oh, okay.
Um, actually, she didn't abort the child. She has already been seeing me for a while because
Okay.
she's from express stream
Yes.
and she's seeing a boy in the normal technical stream,
Okay.
and she's not paying attention in class and all that lah.
Right. Right.
Like the typical alien we call, right?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So it was later that I realized I realized that she was pregnant.
I
Yeah.
see.
Mm. But
So
I
after
didn't
that,
handle the
just
case. My
happily
senior
ever.
handled the case.
Oh, your senior. Okay. Okay. Probably
Yeah.
got married and happily ever after lah, kind of thing.
I think she got married, but I don't know whether it's to that same boy she saw or not. Can't
Okay.
remember.
Too
Yeah.
complicated for me. Okay.
Yeah.
I have a girlfriend. I mean, when I was 21, and I got married to that girlfriend, and we've been married for 18 years. So you can imagine how
Wow.
my brain has very little information about boy-girl relationship.
I see. Okay.
It's like 一见钟情 and married for 18 years kind of thing. Yeah.
Wow. That's beautiful. Yeah.
I mean, obviously we have ups and downs, but my point is I didn't have like multiple girlfriends. I didn't sleep around. So there's a lot of
Mm.
things I actually don't know. Okay, which is why I look so ignorant when I ask you all these questions. Yeah.
Okay. I'll be happy to answer your questions.
Very good, very good. So using your experience with the youths, so now you can also help youths, correct?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. Which starts from what, 12 years old?
Even earlier than 12 years old.
So you no limit. Like 6 years old kind of see you also see.
Yeah, I will see. I will take. Yeah.
I'm sure 3 you don't see lah. 3 years old you don't see it.
3 I don't lah, but 6
Yeah,
is
so
already preschool. Pre-primary 1 already. What?
yeah, so that one okay, right? 6 and above
Yeah.
lah.
Yeah.
Okay.
6 and above. We have
And
child
I assume there will be techniques
play
because 6
therapy
years old how
lor.
to sit down and talk to you like adult like that for 1 hour, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So it will
So
be
it
play
involves what?
therapy.
Or there's play therapy in your house. You mean you have toys, drawing
Uh,
board, all this kind of thing?
no, but for students or youth, usually I go to their house.
Okay, okay. And
Mm.
of course they have their own comfort
Yes.
toys and soft toy and don't know what lah.
Yeah. Or even computer games.
So sometimes you will ask them, hey, can you show me how you play your computer
Yeah,
game?
yeah. And then as we play, as
Hmm.
he play, as I look on, we will talk, and then a lot of things can come out from there.
Good idea. Because if he stare at you, like he doesn't have anything to say, but once he plays, he will just answer, in a very natural way lah.
Yes.
Wow. Did you involve the parents also? Like parents and child must sit down together with you.
So far not yet.
So the
It's
teenager
always
is
separate. Yeah.
alone.
I will talk to the parents separately.
Okay. Okay.
Mm.
What? Okay. What's the I sound very capable. Sorry. What's the most common kind of case that you see? Most common. Like, is it relationship issue? Is it parenting issue? Is it marital issue? Like, what is it?
Uh, Actually, for me, it's workplace issues.
Meaning?
Workplace and relationship issues. Yeah. So some challenges at work.
They
Uh,
don't like their boss. They feel like leaving, kind of thing lah.
yeah, that kind. But it's actually, if you think about it, it's personal issues lah. Because sometimes it's the person who may need to change and
So it's
adjust.
not like the company is really that bad, but he doesn't know how to handle stress or
Mm,
emotions or relationships with
yes. Like I
other
said,
people.
the example just now, no boundaries lah. Everything also say yes. Mm.
Okay, okay. So like just now that particular case, say yes to boss, say yes to other department until stay over, like
Yeah.
OT.
Until she developed vertigo.
Also serious ah.
Yeah.
So it's like start to feel like
Pain.
imbalance.
Correct.
Ah,
And she still
then
wants to go back to work. So can you imagine that?
because she feels dutiful lah, like she's
Yeah.
betraying the company by not going back. Right.
She feels overly committed to her task.
Is it safe to assume, I mean, as a life coach, I also see some people like that, that it's because of childhood, that is how her parents treated her.
Yeah, it's possible.
Okay.
So I work on this also. Yeah, actually I do a bit of intuitive healing work for some of my clients also. Yeah, so we realized that through our chats together, we realized that she had issues with her mom in the childhood.
Right.
Yeah, so I had to do some energy work to release that that, that stuck emotion.
So
Mm.
can you describe? So what do you mean? You mean like Power Ranger?
You're so funny, you.
Or Qigong like.
It's something
No,
like qigong. Okay,
not really.
it's like in the sense that every emotion, every thought has energy. Even a
Okay.
thought in the mind or behavior or an emotion in the heart is an energy. So if the emotion is stuck in the body, right,
Yes.
it becomes stuck, and then then the qi cannot flow. So if the qi cannot flow, it will result in a lot of physical ailments,
Okay,
and not
makes
just
sense.
physical ailments, but psychological ailments also.
So you teach them how to do Qigong?
I do some kind of qigong on them lah.
Oh, so there's like
Yeah,
physical touch, is it?
no
It's like,
physical touch.
oh,
No, no,
no
no,
physical
no
touch.
physical touch. Yeah,
So it's like you do this, for example, don't touch me, but you can
like the laying
manipulate
on
the
of
qi
hands,
around me.
like the laying on of hands. You
Oh,
heard
like,
of laying
like
on of
near
hands?
near me, but
Yes.
not on me lah.
Yeah, correct. Near. So like head, okay, or shoulder,
Oh,
around the area, but no physical touch.
yeah, I watched documentary before. If you put some kind of scanner, you can actually see a lot of flow of,
Yeah, the aura, you can see the color.
yeah, aura. I mean, it's not just spiritual stuff. It's quite scientific one, right?
Yes, indeed. Yes. Good. I like what you said.
Ah,
You're quite informed on this matter.
yeah. I watch a lot of documentaries. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but some of them contradict each other one. Yeah, but I'm quite open-minded, to receive
Hmm.
different information.
That's
Okay.
good.
Yeah, wow, that's very powerful. So you do blended psychology, then you do something to do with qi, right?
Energy work. Yeah, chi.
Energy work, and then you help youths, you help people who go through work stress, right? Yeah.
Yes.
So and this will be our direction moving forward lah.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Good. Yeah. So anyone watching this right now, I'm sure. I mean, if you watch 52 minutes of this video, I'm pretty sure some parts of it resonate with you. Please contact Tricia. Right. I'm going to put below the YouTube your website and everything, so that people can just click and contact you. Yeah. And of course, they have to
Cool.
make appointment.
That's cool.
They cannot just go to your house like,
Yes.
hello, Tricia at home. The one you won't entertain.
That's the old, yeah, that's the old school style when there was no telephone, right?
Yeah, walk in, walk in. It's like the TCM, everyone queue out of it. Yeah. Okay, that's good. Final question with the last 8 minutes. Let's talk about mental health in Singapore. Yeah, because you're in the field even before you got diagnosed with bipolar. Do you see things improving or are things getting worse? Mental health.
I think definitely there's improving. A lot of people are finding it less taboo to talk about mental health issues right now.
Okay, more open to talk.
Yeah,
Yeah.
correct. And I think it's good to see destigmatization of mental health. Although there's still some way to go, there are many events that I seen recently, initiatives, projects all coming up to address the mental health. Yeah.
Yep.
So I think it's definitely improving, but there's still way to go. Yeah.
Yes.
That's why there's a lot of help that we need lah. Which is one of my work that I do is I hope to destigmatize mental illness.
Right.
To see mental illness as not a condition
Yep.
to cure, but actually mental illness, some of the symptoms that I exhibit are actually gifts that can be nurtured. Yeah.
Can you give a more concrete example? Like let's say bipolar, right?
Yeah. Okay, so for example, I was diagnosed with bipolar because I see visions.
Yes.
And then these visions are commonly known by the medical sector as hallucinations.
That's right.
Okay. But in the spiritual field, this ability to see visions may not be a bad thing. It could be a gift of prophecy.
Right.
Yeah.
How about depression? How can you turn that into a gift?
Depression, I think when it is overcome, the person would have made a lot of changes in their life. So there's bound to be a transformation and a lot of personal growth. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So like learn how to manage stress better, how to empathize with people better, how to connect with family better,
how to seek help sooner.
how to seek help, be more open, don't build everything inside.
Yeah. So all those changes in the person's life is actually quite strengthening of the person. Yeah.
Wow, I like how you describe it. You sound like Professor X to me. You know, the school for the gifted. Yeah, then everybody who got hallucination and then start to turn into monster all come to his school. Become the X-Men, you know.
Hey, actually, how do you know that is my long-term vision?
Because I can see vision. Yeah.
Oh, you're very good. You prophecy. I hope your prophecy is very accurate.
Yes. There's no hope in my planet. There's only do or don't do.
Good one. I like that.
Very, very good, Tricia. Yeah, I
Yeah.
look forward to partnering you to impact the world with abundance, with spiritual gifts, and with joy.
Thank you. Thank you for the time.
Hey, thank you for your time.
Yeah.
Have a very good rest, and please, spend time with your two girls tomorrow, right? Tomorrow.
Yes, tomorrow Sunday.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
You have a
Thank
good
you.
weekend too. Bye.
Bye-bye. Have a good rest.